Hi everyone, welcome to www.workingparent.info. In this edition, I'm really pleased to say I'm joined by Louise Hamilton. Louise is author of Mummy Diaries, Pregnancy Stumbling into the Unknown. Hi Louise, thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure, my pleasure. Louise, you've written this really interesting book, which I think will benefit a lot of parents-to-be. It's your diaries of your pregnancy, and how did you go about the idea of actually publishing this as an ebook, or did it evolve over time that it would become an ebook?
Oh, well, no, it wasn't. It was never actually intended to be seen by another human being. Definitely not yourself or anybody else. It was literally just, it was my scribbles in my diary. It was just really pen to paper and just trying to organize my thoughts and really sort of venting and being really honest and brutal and just, trying to come to terms with the idea of becoming a mum. I mean, my pregnancy wasn't a planned one, and me and my partner, we had been together 2.5 years, but there was a few issues in our relationship, and it wasn't great. We weren't engaged or planning a baby or in a great place, we weren't even living together at the time. So it was really hard. And I found that because I was the first of my friends to become a mum, my sort of close circle of friends, I felt, although I was surrounded by great people and surrounded by friends, I found sort of myself feeling an overwhelming sense of loneliness. Like no one actually understood what I was going through. So I just wrote everything down. It was my therapy, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I really found really valuable about your book is obviously, probably like yourself and like many other people watching this, I read lots and lots of books about what you're going to go through when you become a parent, and
yeah.
But yours was really how can I phrase it? Yours dealt with real life situations that I couldn't find in any of these other books.
Yeah, I thought that a lot of other books I read were either sort of celebrity autobiographies or they were terribly impersonal and completely impractical. I mean, stories in those sorts of books are sort of jetting off across the world and doing red carpet events, and that just wasn't me. I was sat there in my gym jams most of the time, or writing stories about going to Asda and finding it really hard to get out of the car in a normal car parking space when I was the size of a house. But there was just normal issues. So I felt like it was a gap in the market, and I felt like it was maybe just something that could help other people.
I mean, I think it's, whilst it's not, you've not set it out to be an advice book, there's lots of situations and circumstances that people can relate to and draw upon your experience and what you learned from it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree. There's a lot in there that I went in completely blind. I mean, that's the reason for my title, Mummy Diaries, Pregnancy Stumbling into the Unknown. I mean, you're pretty much walking into pregnancy completely blind, in the dark, bumping into things and just dealing with things as they're thrown at you. And, including, your body changing shape and how many times a day should my baby be kicking, and will I end up with stretch marks, and what will birth feel like? What are contractions going to feel like? I mean, all this sort of stuff. I mean, real life, sort of really honest and to the point stuff, really gritty stuff. And, I wrote about all of it, really. I wrote about everything. I felt like I didn't leave anything out. I wore my heart on my sleeve, and I was just totally honest, which I found really hard when I went to publish it. But, I couldn't deviate from the truth too much because it was supposed to be an honest book, so I had to.
No, it definitely was. Was there a point whilst you were writing your diaries that you thought that actually I could publish this and it could help others? And if there was a point, did that change did that change your writing style at all, or did you continue?
Okay, well, I had people over all the time, my friends. And one of my friends actually found my scribbles, my book of scribbles, and she read a few parts. Some parts she would be giggling, and another part she gave me a hug, and another part she had to actually leave the room and have a bit of a cry. But it was only when reading about one particularly hilarious incident with a random girl in a pub toilet, actually, I just finished and I was washing my hands as you do, and random girl walked in and saw that I was pregnant. Her face lit up and she knelt down on the floor next to me and started rubbing my tummy like there was a magic lamp and a genie was going to come out and grant her 3 wishes. And I was so shocked. Personal space is a massive thing anyway to most people. I mean, we're English. So, but personal space is a massive thing. And when you're pregnant, it's especially so. You're carrying your unborn child. And I found it terribly inappropriate. So I responded by hormonally grabbing her sizable breasts. And it just, both of us were shocked. But it just showed that, it's inappropriate, and you have to have boundaries, especially when you're pregnant. You need boundaries, you need that personal space.
Well, I mean, those are the kind of things that people are, well, not necessarily that situation, but they will experience circumstances where,
yeah.
I mean, you talk a lot about people giving you unsolicited advice, and because that's going to happen to everyone.
Yes. Yes, people will shove opinions down your throat, no matter if you need them or not. I mean, one of the particular incidences was I was walking through Lancaster eating a packet of M&Ms, and some older lady said to me, you're putting your unborn child in jeopardy by feeding it peanut M&Ms, and it weren't even peanut M&Ms; they were just standard M&Ms. I just thought, my goodness. And there was another occasion as well where a girl came up to me at just a sort of a housewarming party, and a girl came up to, or Halloween party, sorry, and a girl came up to me and said, I gave birth whenever it was, and it was terrible, and you'll be in so much pain, and I had stitches right the way around to my arse, and I was just like, I was about 15 weeks pregnant at this point, like shell-shocked, like, get me out of here, I don't want to hear this stuff, but people do this to you.
Yeah, of course, I mean, I'm reading it from an angle, but potentially you didn't write this book for, well, obviously you wrote it for yourself, but you probably wouldn't have written it for a male audience. I kind of think that it's a kind of book that had I read whilst we were going through that process ourselves, it certainly would help me understand what it is, our partners are going through more than any other book would.
Yeah, generally it's what a woman actually goes through while pregnant, and it's not just the physical stuff that a lot of books talk about. It's not just your body changing shape and comparing your fetus to the size of a walnut or the size of a butternut squash, whatever else they decide to compare it to. It's also about your thoughts and your feelings and your worries and those niggles and really innermost stuff, really gritty, innermost, honest things. I just wore my heart on my sleeve and just went for it, really.
So
all or nothing.
No, I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I actually met you on Twitter and you told me about you. I just wish I had perhaps read it 4 years ago, but I think there's a lot of people out there who can benefit from it. Perhaps you can tell us where the book is available, what formats people can buy the book in?
It's available on ebook at the moment, but it's available pretty much anywhere you can find an ebook. If you've got a Kindle, for example, it can be found on Amazon. Kobo, for example, you can find it on the Kobo website, or iBooks. It's available there as well. That's where it's available at the moment.
That's great. Well, I'll definitely put the links where people can find it below.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And where can people learn more about you?
I'm always on Twitter, so my it's at Mummy_Diaries. On Facebook as well, facebook.com/Mummy Diaries. Plenty of ways.
And you have a blog as well?
A blog, yeah. I've got a blog which is wordpress.com. It's a pregnancybabyblog.wordpress.com, sorry.
Excellent. Great. Well, thanks so much, Louise. I really enjoyed your book. Reason I wanted to get you on board and do the interview. I think a lot of things that I found in your book quite unique that I hadn't found anywhere else. So just want to thank you. Wish you best of luck. And how old is your daughter now?
She's 3, just nearly 4. She'll be 4 next month.
Excellent. Yeah. Can we expect another diary soon?
Yeah, I've already written my second one. It's just a case of having the funds to get it professionally edited and get it out there on the market, and I don't want to do things, with only half doing it, so it's really got to be done properly. Okay, that will be out very, very soon.
Hopefully we can talk again then when you get your next book out.
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Louise. And thank you all for watching us. You can follow me, obviously, at Parent Working on Twitter, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Come visit me at www.workingparent.info, and I'll see you all guys next time out. Okay, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks. Bye.